on your way in, man?
Respectfully, I'm not going to answer any questions.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you? Mind if I get your name and badge number?
Yeah, my name's Investigator Ryan Metter with the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Yes, sir.
Are you a First Amendment auditor? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just a citizen exercising constitutional rights today.
Sure. So, as you know, there's a sign there that says notice recording or photography of any type is not allowed.
Okay.
Yep. So you can't have you videotaping inside the facility. And there's that. Today's case law favors state of Illinois has to not allow the recording or photography of any type in Secretary of State facilities. All inquiries should be directed to Secretary of State Office of the General Counsel, 217-785-3094, and ask for Pamela.
Do you have any case law attached with this that you'd be willing to provide me, or?
Contact the General Counsel and they'll be able to give it to you. So, do you have
Sure.
your ID on you?
No, I don't actually.
Okay. What's your name, partner?
Am I being detained right now?
I mean, unless the Secretary of State wants you to trespass, that's why I'm trying to get your name.
Okay. What statute would that be trespassing under? State-supported land?
Well, you disregarded a sign that says recording of any type is not allowed, so you violated that sign.
So you are suspecting me of trespassing?
I'm saying if we want to trespass you, I would need your name.
So I am being trespassed?
As of right now, you're not being trespassed.
Okay. So as of right now, I'm not under suspicion of a crime.
Okay, here's the thing though, if you show back up and you cause issues, then we'll have your name.
Nobody even asked me to leave.
Okay, well they're asking you to leave.
Okay, well respectfully, I'm going to decline.
Okay. So now you are trespassing.
Okay.
So what is your name?
Would you mind, before we move any more forward, because I'm gonna do you a favor.
Yep.
Okay, before anybody loses qualified immunity, look up the statute that you're willing to trespass me under and cite that. I promise you it.
Okay. Are you refusing to leave the property?
Will I be arrested if I don't leave?
You'll be cited. Yeah.
I'll be cited with what citing?
Criminal trespass to property. Actually, it's criminal trespass to state-supported property because you're refusing.
Look that statute up, and it will be in plain text why I am not in violation of that statute. I've just been through this. I'm doing you a favor, Metter, Officer Metter.
Yeah, you got the name right. Yep.
And
most people mispronounce it.
well, you gave it to me first, and I appreciate that. Obviously, in the heat of the moment, that I'm not very confrontational at all. I'm not looking for a confrontation, but I'm not looking to have my rights stepped on.
I understand. I respect that. I respect your, I appreciate that and everything. And like I said, I'm just telling you that, that's why I gave you that piece of paper.
Yeah.
Okay? And here's the thing: I'm not looking at writing you a ticket.
Right.
I'm not wanting to go down that. I'm just wanting you to respect your rights.
So
like
the summons, the summons for the ticket, would that go to the municipal court in Salem?
It would go to the Marion County courthouse.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to do you one last favor here.
I'm not telling you I'm trespassing you, but I would like your name for my case.
Yeah, and I understand how that goes, but no matter what, I'm not going to give it. I'm going to do one last favor for everybody here. Call Tim Hudspeth. You're going to do yourself a very big favor with your career, and I'm not trying to be a dick. Yeah. I know it sounds very pretentious me saying that. Call Tim Hudspeth right now, and I promise you he will tell you I'm fine to do what I'm doing. That's the bottom line. He doesn't know me personally, but I just dealt with him personally. Call Tim Hudspeth. He's going to be the prosecutor. He's going to know what I'm doing. It doesn't matter who does it. If you're off shift, if any one of them guys in there decide to come in here and record, we have the right to do it.
Well, here's the thing. I appreciate what you're doing, okay? I'm not, like I said, I'm a full advocate for people using their rights. Okay?
Sure.
But with it being a Secretary of State, so they have their own policy, and as far as the General Counsel goes also, that's why we give you the number for the General Counsel, is a lot of people have Social Security cards, birth certificates, other things out here that we don't want people recording. You know what I mean?
Well, they shouldn't be dealing with that in public, though. You know, if they're going to deal...
They have to do that inside.
No, they can take them somewhere private. So, 720, let me see if I remember this right. 720 ILCS 521-5. That's criminal trespass to state-supported land. And I'm going to read it right from the illa.gov.
They want you trespassed.
You mind if I get your name and badge number? I didn't get
Detective Swagler.
Detective Swagler?
Yes, sir. 295 Salem Police Department.
295. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I'm going to read you, and I know this will be my third time saying it, but this will be the last favor that I do everybody here. A person commits criminal trespass to state-supported land when he or she enters upon land supported in whole or in part with state funds or federal funds administered, granted through state agencies or any building on the land by presenting false documents or falsely representing his or her identity orally. I haven't done that, right? We'll skip to the part where this will apply, what it doesn't apply. Okay? If I refuse to leave, well, I'm going to go back inside. Absolutely, I have the right to. I came out here on my own free will, not because I was being detained. Just do me a favor.
You're allowed to stay outside, but you can't record inside.
Oh, I'm allowed to be inside also. When I remain upon the land or in the building, here's the important part, and who thereby interferes with another person's lawful use or enjoyment of the building or land. How does me exercising my First Amendment constitutionally protected right interfere with anybody's lawful use or enjoyment of this building? I promise you, I told these guys, call Tim Hudspeth. It's gonna save you guys from having to lose your qualified immunity over this. This is clearly established. The prosecutor of Salem of Marion County knows exactly what I'm doing, and he will tell you.
Here's the deal.
You do yourself a favor and speak with him.
I told you my first name. Can I at least get your first name so I'm not saying sir?
Respectfully, I'm not going to. You can just call me sir. I appreciate that.
Okay, sir, you're not allowed on the property. You're not allowed inside. Okay, you're trespassed. Okay, so you're not allowed.
By who?
The Illinois Secretary of State.
So you're
by trespass.
So you're
and
not going to call Tim Hudspeth?
As a state officer, right now I'm trespassing you from the property. Whether or not you have a right to be somewhere, the people who have this property have a right to trespass you.
Well, it's public property.
Yeah, but we can trespass you from the property, okay? Because it's state property.
So you're just going to not even do yourself the favor and call Tim Hudspeth?
I called my sergeant. That's all I need to call.
But the prosecuting attorney of this county, you're not willing to count?
State policy dictates
okay.
exactly what I gave you.
Well, respectfully, I'm trying to help you here, right? Because I'm not. You're misinformed. I've already been through this in the area, in Marion County, with Tim Hudspeth. Okay. No, you don't understand, or you don't care.
I appreciate what you have to say.
I don't feel like you do, because you're trying to violate my rights and you're not even willing to go through any single route to rectify your mistake right now. So under the authority of who?
The Illinois Secretary of State Police.
Because it's going to come down on yourself personally and your department.
You have the number for our general counsel. For the Secretary
I don't need
of
counsel to exercise my constitutionally given rights.
Yeah, I understand that. So I'm
so
gonna
you
ask
just
you
don't
to
care
property,
then?
Okay.
So you just don't care?
Are you refusing to identify yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I need a fingerprint check.
Is your body camera on?
It is on. Everybody's
Oh,
on.
okay.
Yes, sir. So, are you refusing to leave the property?
Am I going to be arrested if I don't leave?
You will.
Under what authority?
Under the authority of the Illinois Secretary of State Police.
So, because I've never...
The authority given to me by the state of Illinois.
Okay, so what exactly would happen?
Well, normally I would just write you a ticket and send you on your way for trespass, okay?
But because I'm being so defiant, it's going to escalate.
What it is, it's failure to identify. So I have to write a name on that ticket.
So you suspect me of a crime?
I do.
So I've been detained this whole time?
Right now you are, because you're refusing to leave the property.
So if I leave... If I just walk away right now, then what?
Then I'm going to let you walk away, because I don't want to write you a ticket. I don't want to take you to jail.
Okay.
If you stay on this property any longer, then I am going to have to put handcuffs on you and take you to the jail.
Well, I don't want that.
I don't want that either, because...
It seems like you do.
No, I don't.
You're not even willing to go down an avenue that I've given you.
What time I get off work? 4 o'clock. 4:16.
Nobody's forcing you to violate my rights right now, sir.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
You don't even do yourself the favor of calling him, though. Like I'm obviously.
My sergeant. That's all I need to call. And I provided you documentation from our legal counsel as far as a.
Would either one of you be willing to call Tim Hudspeth?
No. This is Secretary of State property. Secretary of State is.
And I just read you the statute that he was trying to cite me with.
And I just told you.
So nobody's willing to even save yourselves the qualified immunity.
From what I'm gathering, we're kind of at an impasse, right?
Well, yeah, because I'm exercising rights and you're violating rights. That's the impasse.
I'm sorry you feel that way. So right now you are on state property, okay? So, and I am asking you to leave. If you fail to leave, then you will be charged for criminal trespass.
What is that, a book and release, or is it down to the jail, you hold me for the weekend,
well,
or what?
Right now, you're failing to identify.
Okay.
So if you
we're stacking charges.
Yeah.
For exercising rights.
So if you fail to identify, then you're going to be taken in and fingerprinted so I can get your identity. So then I can write you the ticket, and then you can be released.
How does that work? You guys beat me into oblivion until I'm willing to, until you can forcefully, I mean, because so if I'm...
Why would you say beat you into oblivion? Why would you use terminology?
Well, because I'm not willing to identify, so I'm not going to be willing to fingerprint, right? So just because you put me in handcuffs and put me in a car and take me somewhere, I'm supposed to just be willing to
well, the problem that we have
waive my rights now?
So criminal trespass is just a ticket. That's all it is.
Right.
But whenever you start failing to identify and stuff like that, what name are we going to put on the ticket if you're not willing to identify?
Well, it's not a ticket, though. It's not criminal trespass. I just read him the statute. He's not willing to listen. I will read you the statute if you want.
Because you're refusing. Because we gave you the opportunity to leave, and now you're not doing it.
I don't need... you should give me the opportunity to exercise my constitutional rights by recording in a public space. Respectfully.
I understand what you're saying.
So you just don't care then?
I understand what you're saying. Secretary of State wants you off of their property.
So they trump the United States Constitution? I'm just asking. I mean, if you believe that's true, then you can say that. I'm not gonna hold it too much against you. I don't believe that's true. I'm not here to fight anybody, but I am standing up for our rights. This is it. If you guys are not willing to call Tim Hudspeth, the Marion County prosecuting attorney, it'll go directly to his desk, will it not? Am I wrong?
Not necessarily.
Where would it go then?
It could go to his voicemail. He's a busy guy.
Come on.
I called the state.
You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna drop the charges immediately. He's gonna review the body camera. He's gonna drop the charges immediately. And then we're gonna start litigating it. And I don't wanna do that, man. I've been having a good day.
The problem that you're gonna run into is, as of right now, I'm telling you to leave.
I promise you.
The manager wants you to leave.
They don't have that right.
The manager of this facility.
Oh, I promise you they don't have the right. We've already been down this. With Tim Hudspeth himself, he's already tried this. And
if somebody comes in here and causes an issue,
I'm not causing an issue.
Right now you are, because you're not leaving.
I'm exercising a constitutionally protected activity, sir. If that's causing an issue to you, I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's not very American. Nor is it very oath that you honored to uphold to the Constitution of you. You all swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, and nobody here, 25% of us that were standing here care about that. You guys realize that? That's me. You don't care, and you don't care, because nobody has given themselves the due diligence of calling Tim Hudspeth and confirming this. I promise you. It's gonna look really bad. This stuff gets posted online, you know, obviously. It gets posted online. You guys know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, and you guys aren't willing to save yourselves that you swore to uphold? That's sad. That's honestly kind of pathetic, guys. And coming from somebody who's been through this in the last month in Marion County, I swore that would be the last favor I said. That's 3 times now. It'd be 4 times. Do yourselves a favor and call Lieutenant right now. We're in Centralia. He will tell you precisely what I'm doing. That's the last bone that I can throw you guys. Otherwise, you just do not care about our constitutional rights. That's the bottom line. And that we've gotten familiar as I've exercised my rights, and they made the mistake 3 weeks ago of, under threat of arrest, me leaving the Centralia DHS office, and they made a mistake, okay? I was in contact with Reitenauer, he was in contact with Tim Hudspeth. Bottom line, I'm good to go. In the area. From the prosecuting attorney himself, I was not in violation of the trespass statute, and actually they apologized for violating my rights. The officers that threatened to arrest me if I didn't leave the Department of Human Services in Centralia made a mistake and got reprimanded. So I don't know what else to give you guys, you know? I mean, you just want me to give you the whole story, or, you know, and that is the whole story. I'm allowed to do this, and you guys aren't even willing to pick the phone up, you know? It's bothersome that you can't even pick a phone up. I even, outside of what I'm obligated to do, read you a statute, and you heard it. I refuse to leave and who thereby interferes with somebody's lawful use or enjoyment of the building or land. You can't convert a constitutionally protected activity into a crime. So I'm not trespassing, I'm not refusing to identify, I'm not failing to leave, I'm none of them things. I'm a free man. So am I still being detained?
We're going to speak with Officer Maverick, SOS Police. He'll be right back out.
Are you guys leaving? Okay, I just want to make sure because, you know.
Okay. So you are allowed inside, just not recording, okay? So as of right now, you're not being trespassed from the property, okay? But you can't be inside recording. You can be outside recording, okay? But you can't be inside recording. You understand?
Did he convey to you what he's doing? Because I'm just curious. I'm still pushing. I'm really hazarding you guys to call Tim Hudspeth.
Yeah.
That you know, or I don't know what else to give you. I gave them. You can call Lieutenant right now or in Centralia. He just dealt with this in less than a month. I'm good to go, man. I'm exercising rights.
You're not allowed inside to record. You can go inside if you have business to conduct. You can record outside.
Yeah, I've got a FOIA request.
And you can be outside recording, okay? Any other questions as far as regarding case law and stuff, I would ask that you contact that number on that page that I provided you, okay?
So when I go inside to file my FOIA request,
if you're recording, then we're going to have some issues because I already told you not to inside without.
What kind of issues?
Because I told you once not to go inside recording. So then it's trespassing because then you're doing something that I told you not to.
Okay. And that's lawful. As far as you're under the impression that you're not willing to investigate any further, that's lawful.
You have any questions?
I don't have a question. I'm trying to educate and I'm making a statement that this is lawful, and I'm really just asking that you heed my advice and call the local attorney here who's already done his due diligence and investigated for you guys, that I'm good to go. If you're not willing to do that, then I guess you deserve the litigation that's going to follow. That's just the bottom line. You're going to be stripped of your qualified immunity.
So like I said before, do you have a question?
State's Attorney, Tim Hudspeth. He advised me that public place, you can be in here, we cannot trespass.
Thank you.
So,
Swagler? Detective
said,
Swagler?
Detective Swagler.
Appreciate it. It took long enough, but
Salem Police Department, we're
you're
going
out.
to be on our way.
Yeah, you're not going to enforce. So,
Let me speak to you for just a minute.
You guys' body cam's not muted, right?
Body cam is on.
Not muted? Appreciate that, sir. Thank God. Appreciate it, sir. I'm going to come inside with you since I do have the right
You
to.
did say as long as you stay in the public area, obviously.
Yeah, of course. That's all I had been doing. Didn't bother anybody.
Officers escalated without first establishing a lawful predicate, then tried to retrofit trespass and identification demands to justify it. The most telling detail is how quickly the entire theory collapsed after a prosecutor was consulted. That reveals the risk. When enforcement acts first and verifies legality later, citizens become test cases for unchecked discretion. Rights aren't protected by signs or uniforms, they're protected by adherence to legal thresholds, and those thresholds were ignored here. This video came from the Odd Man Audits channel. If you support them, leave a 5 in the comments section.
Excuse me? Hey Juan, I got this guy right here at the corner of the site recording us and wearing a mask. The police just came up to me, or security or something. He's recording me right now as I say it. Can you come to the front of the parking garage, please? Thank you. Like where the private parking is, where you have a key? Next to the Baker's trailer. Still just in it? Nah, next to the Baker's trailer, outside. The security guard. Thank you. Yes, can we help you, ma'am? Or ma'am? Someone? Can we help you, please?
Excuse me, they ask what you do on our property? This whole street belongs to Saddleback Memorial Hospital. What are you doing here, may I ask? May I ask what you're doing here, sir? I'd like you to answer me, please. What are you doing here, sir? Why don't you leave property, please? This whole street belongs to Saddleback Memorial Hospital. Why are you here, sir? No, I'm not gonna talk. I'm gonna talk outside. Tell me, why are you here, sir? Why are you here, sir? You didn't have my permission to record me. You're in violation of Penal Code Section 634. I don't care. You're in violation of Penal Code 634. We will press charges. We will arrest you, sir. So please leave property kindly. Please leave property kindly, sir. You stop recording. You can't record on private property. No, you can't record on private property. You need to leave. You need to leave private property. Good? I don't know who is he? I don't know. No, it's not with us. All right. How you doing, man? Just call police. Call police. Have him arrested. This is all private property. He's on private property. You're gonna be arrested, sir. I'm sorry. This is all private property. This belongs all to Saddleback Memorial Hospital. Don't stop doing that.
George, this is private. This is public.
No, this is not. The whole street belongs to us. From this street to Health Center Drive belongs to us.
All right, sir. No like. It's a First Amendment auditor. He's just gonna record it and stop doing it. Like,
Doing what? He won't even give me a card. He won't even identify himself to me.
doesn't have to. Doesn't have to, sir.
The real chance of being fired for doing it.
You get to write that people don't understand. They want to record and like they think, oh, a camera in my face, get scared. You just let them, and you can't do anything. If you get something physical, then we can do something, call cops, blah blah. Or you're gonna call the cops, and they'll tell you the same thing.
All right, don't call the cops and let them tell me that, because this is all private property.
Non-emergency or 911?
No, non-emergency.
They're gonna tell you the same thing. It's not, obviously it's annoying to have people worried about you.
Nobody gave him permission to record them. This is private property. That's private property.
If you can prove that, then of course it's in the wrong, but you have to have like a deed showing property lines. If you could pull that up, then yes, you're
Why are
in the
you
wrong.
defending him? You're really bothering me right
It's
now.
not defending it, it's just...
Because everything on this street, this half of the street belongs to us. It's our parking structure in our garage. Everything to Health Center Drive belongs to us. We've done this before.
Okay.
We've arrested people before for coming on property on this area.
I'm already like, you on your nerves.
No, you're on my nerves because I don't want to get in right now. You're bothering me. I don't know. Do they just got to touch my mind? He's not identifying himself. He's not giving me any information.
Yeah, they're on our private property reporting people coming into our parking. Are we positive that
We've arrested people for being on this property. I know you're on property. You're on private property.
wait, are you put me on TikTok?
Really, auditors.
Put me on TikTok.
You guys are auditors, right? Is that what we're working with, auditors? What do I need to shh? Yeah, these guys are auditors. All right, we'll just wait for the sheriffs to come. We own the street, so... Oh, yeah, we do. Yep. We'll just wait. Don't engage with them. Yeah, we own it all. Yeah. No, we do. Yep. They're trying to get people to engage with them. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
Even if we own the street, it's still illegal.
Excuse me.
People have public way on it. That's fine. Just put two doors right here. He steps on the asphalt, charges, he steps inside the parking structure, press charges, but he stand on the sidewalk too all the time. They give me one. And then just instruct them to get to them, they'll be engaged. I'll get more than that for a while. Just have, make sure they don't,
Security didn't enforce law. They declared ownership, misused criminal statutes, and threatened arrest to force compliance. The most telling moment wasn't the yelling, but the admission that people had been arrested here before. That transforms this from confusion into pattern. When private actors invent legal powers and summon police to enforce it, the risk isn't embarrassment, it's civil liability. The Constitution doesn't bend to confidence or repetition. False authority, repeated loudly enough, is still false and actionable. This video was produced for the purpose of education and public awareness, and it does not encourage confrontational actions.
Are you a First Amendment auditor? Is that what you're doing?
I'm just a citizen exercising
YouTube thinks you'll love the video on the screen. Click to watch now.
Saddleback Memorial Hospital, what are you doing here, may I ask? May I ask what you're doing here, sir?
Last but certainly not least, we extend our heartfelt thanks to the behind-the-scenes team who spent months making these videos possible.